Hello, everyone. All right, I'd like to talk to you about getting into a productive state. Now, everyone struggles with that at some point in their lives. That feeling of, oh my God, there's so much I want to do, but I can't get myself to take the first step. There's no activity coming out from me, and I'm stuck. I feel resistance. I feel entropy or lethargy. So what do you do? And why is it, first of all, that you're in that state? What beliefs govern your inability to experience productivity in your life? So we're going to talk about strategies that will get us into that instant productive state of mind and being so that we can accomplish the things that we set ourselves out to do. For example, I want to make videos every day. To get to the point where you can actually feel productive in making videos can be a Herculean task, or it could be something that you just do, that you just turn it on and then turn it off. So what exactly is going on there? What are the beliefs, the questions that we're asking ourselves that are determining whether or not we're in a productive state? And let's talk first about questions, because everything that we experience, I mean everything, is filtered through the questions that we're asking ourselves. Now, those questions are not always conscious. Sometimes we're asking questions and we're not even aware that the question is being asked because it's being asked at a subconscious level, but then the answer or the way the brain is trying to determine what the answer is defined by the question that's being asked. So there may be what's called presuppositions. We presuppose an answer. Why can't I? Why don't I? Instead of how can I? How can I make this happen? So the first thing that we want to ask ourselves is, what does it take in order for me to feel productive? Because that in itself will determine your productivity level. If it takes you accomplishing 300 things in one day in order for you to feel productive, the ability to even start that process is going to be very difficult. If it takes literally just being able to take that first action in order for you to feel productive, and you can celebrate the success of feeling productive, because really it's the celebration of the success, it's the feeling that a state of productivity gives you that we're after. We're not after actually the things that we do. We're after the feeling that we get from doing those things. So that would be the first question. What does it take in order for me to feel productive? And then follow that. For me, the first thing is I create a list. I mean a long list of everything that I can possibly think about accomplishing on that day. And then I prioritize that list based off of the time it takes, or the time that I believe it's going to take in order for me to accomplish the things that I've set myself out to do. There is something that I call the Dennis Doctrine. I've actually told many people about this because I live by it. And it's this. If you are asked to do something, let's say someone at work says to you, can you forward this email to so-and-so? If you know that it's going to take you less than a minute to do anything that's been asked of you or anything that comes up in your mind, and you actually take action and do it in that moment, think about what that does. First of all, it gets it off your plate. It puts it on someone else's. The next step is theirs, not yours. You feel productive. It also makes the person that made the request feel as if they're the most important person in your life. And it actually breeds a sense of trust and reliability in you as a person because you followed through, and you followed through right away. And you know that it only took you less than a minute to do. So it took no effort to do it. But many people, sometimes at a subconscious level, wait until the end of the day to do the things that are going to take very little time to do. And so then your list is not very long of things that you accomplished on that day. So you've made a list, and let's say you have things, 10 things that will take you 30 seconds to a minute to do, and you go ahead and knock those out, automatically you will feel more productive. So that would be very, very important strategy for you to adopt. Also, then look and see from that list if there's anything that's going to have massive impact if you did it. Let's say you've been having a very difficult relationship with your sister, and there hasn't been a lot of communication, and it's been gnawing at you. You know that it's going to take some work to connect with your sister, but you also know that there may be a great payoff in doing so. So you go ahead and do that action because you know that it's going to have a massive effect in the way you feel. So that's an example of taking a massive action. Or it might be that there is this connection that you want to make at work that you know that if you made it, it's going to be risky. It might actually feel difficult to do because you might get rejected. But if you don't get rejected, it might open up a door that you never thought possible, and that would be so expansive. So you make that call. You know it's going to take massive impact by making that call. That's an example. So then you ask yourself, what does it take in order for me to be productive? If I take action on 3 massive impacts in one day, I will feel productive. If I am able to take care of these items that take me less than 1 minute to do, I will feel productive. It has nothing to do with the actual activity itself. That's going to run its course. It's going to present opportunities to you. That's all great. But what it does is it starts to retrain your brain. It starts to give you a new neuro association on what it takes in order for you to feel the state of productivity. And that state itself is what we're after. Because that state can then start to create a state of well-being, a state of joy, a state of abundance from that place. If productivity is important to you, try these different strategies and then see whether or not you start to feel differently. And take that feeling on to the next thing that you do and the next thing. And suddenly you realize that that state of productivity is actually bringing to you inspiration. And that's what we're after, inspired moments in our lives. Thank you. I look forward to having more discussions with you about different strategies in order to get to a peak state. And in the meantime, please give this a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to the next time we talk. Thanks.